Welcome to the Cortina Curling Olympic Stadium, home to the wheelchair curling at the 2026 Paralympic Winter Games. Very pleased to have you with us for the gold medal match in the mixed doubles. It'll be a fresh chapter in the sport, this being the first time for mixed doubles competition on the Paralympic schedule. It's the gold medal game, People's Republic of China against the Republic of Korea, so European countries not to be seen. Fought out by two Asian nations, and they've earned their place in the final. Might come to a surprise for many to see Korea in there in this match, but it's not China.
That's true. So China topping the round robin table, and this Korean team really springing out of nowhere. And their first outing for this pair at this level, at this Paralympic Winter Games level, even they haven't played in a World Championship. But yeah, they have performed beautifully, and they have absolutely earned their place in this gold medal match.
China a little stronger on results through the group stage, but it's anyone's today. It's a fresh start.
Welcome the players who will compete in wheelchair curling mixed double medal games, led in by our official mascot Milo.
Milo loves his curling. His sister Tina told him all about it. And we've seen Milo several times here at the Cortina Curling Olympic Stadium.
Nice crowd in to welcome the players and watch the matches. We've got the playoff for the bronze as well. Latvia and the USA in the bronze medal match. China, Republic of Korea in our feature game.
For the bronze medal on Sheet B, Latvia.
So our first team to introduce today then. They were top of the table. That is the team from China. On the left of your picture, that is Yang Jinxiao. And on the right of your picture, that is Wang Meng. They are playing red stones and wearing red uniforms. Here's how they got here. Very strong performance from them. Just that one loss to the US. It was they that triumphed over Republic of Korea 10-6 in the round robin. So they have a slight mental advantage.
And the Republic of Korea, right there, back Hai-Jin.
Republic of Korea.
The teammate Lee Yong-suk, they're 42 and 41 years of age, respectively.
Back Hai-Jin. Lee Yong-suk. Games will begin shortly.
The Yellowstones lost first up to Italy, a couple of wins, lost by the 4 to China. Another loss to Latvia, but through they went, courtesy of a 6-3 win in the semi against the United States. So here they are.
And that really wasn't settled until the last stone of the last session of the last game. Only then were the 4 semi-finalists clear. We had 3 teams all battling it out right to the last stone for those semi-final places.
China win over Latvia. Korea over the United States. That pushes Latvia and the US into the bronze medal game.
And there's our coaches. That is Wu Jia. He is the coach for Team China. At the other end, it is the smiliest man in the stadium. It's looking serious today, though. There's a gold medal at stake. That is Park Kil-woo. He is the coach for Team Korea.
Nice temperature there for you. It's been a mild week. Let's see how the ice behaves today. Last stone will go to China. Just about underway. Mixed doubles commences. Hai-Jin, Republic of Korea, gets us going.
Baek Haejin, she is the only one of this Korean pairing that's previously played in Winter Paralympic Games. She was the lead thrower for Korea back in 2022, where Korea finished 6th. But as I said, this team really brand new on the scene. They haven't played a World Championship together. Baek Haejin herself hasn't played yet in the World Championships for mixed doubles.
Wang Meng, gold medalist, team event, Pyeongchang. What do you make of those opening stones?
Well, important in mixed doubles, and the biggest difference we see between mixed doubles and the four-person is that we start with the stones placed on the center line. So if you're throwing first, like Korea, you really want to try to get that yellow in behind the guard on the center line there. And if you're China, then your path is getting blocked towards the center, and you rather want to concentrate on that. So actually, maybe a couple of nerves just showing for both teams here. In the first stones of a gold medal game. This will be our very first champions at this discipline, so bound to be some nerves out there.
A little unlucky that he's skidded through. Missed the Chinese stone.
I haven't quite figured out the hand signals yet. Teams have their own ways of communicating. We'll hear a lot of number talk, and that can refer to the target area. Where do you want the stone to land? It can refer to the speed of the stone. It does sound a bit like they're speaking in code sometimes, but there is method to, well, the madness.
Constructive madness.
That's the idea. This Chinese pair, they have been playing at World Championships for mixed doubles and wheelchair curling. And very successful. This team won the silver medal at Worlds in 2024. They were 10th in 2025, but guess who they lost to in 2024? The world champions that year were Korea, but not this team. So big strength and depth for Korean wheelchair curling, as we're used to.
Doesn't look easy for Lee Yong-suk to get to the middle now. Got some pace on.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine from Lee Yong-suk. Korea don't have last stone in this first end. And at this very early stage, no score yet. We've got 8 ends to play, so at this early stage, neither team needs to take risks. But Korea's main objective here in this first end, it's really just to prevent China scoring. And there are 2 ways you can do that. Either you can remove Chinese stones, that's what we saw Lee Yong-suk doing just now, or you can try to get to the centre first. And that is the setup for the mixed double stones that are placed already on the centre line there. But that's a super reply there from Yang Jinxiao.
His teammate Wang Meng liked it.
웨이트!
9초.
9초.
좀 더 잡아줘.
You can see that red.
뒤에 노란 것
It
때문에
just took
맞나요?
a happy little redirection there, the one thrown by Yang
난
Jinxiao.
안쪽 맞았으면
And that
좋겠는데
red.
정차까지 괜찮거든.
It's now
아니면
in behind
프리즈도
cover,
있어.
hard for Korea
프리즈가
to
나을 것
access.
같은데 좀 세면 툭 맞아도 되고.
3초 괜찮아.
This is the other way of neutralizing attack by China. So we saw Lee Yong-suk removing Chinese stones with his
약한
previous
거보다
throw.
통 치는 게 좋아.
And this is the other way
3초.
of neutralizing the attack, and that is to attack better. So if you get to the center first and stay there, that's the other way to prevent China from scoring here.
죽어야 돼. 죽어야 돼.
Well, that's a good result for now.
Yeah, Lee Yong-suk looking a little bit pensive. That stone curling towards its target, but it was just a little high, so it doesn't quite curl enough. The faster the stone is going, the less it curls. And that little bounce means that that yellow stone is open now.
Fairly straightforward, you would think, for young Jin Xiao.
There's no such thing as a straightforward shot in wheelchair curling, Steve.
I had confidence in him. It was a compliment.
That's true, and we've been noticing that a lot on social media. We've had a lot of fantastic shots from this competition going out on Instagram. But yeah, there's no such thing as a straightforward shot in wheelchair curling for a couple of reasons.
They don't go straight.
Well, everybody has to put the curl on, otherwise the stone will just kind of weave its way along the ice. You can't control it.
더 잡아야 돼.
But the other place where foot players have an advantage over the wheelchair throwers, of course, we have sweepers. So if our throw is either a little bit too slow or a little bit wonky, your sweepers can help with the line. They can help drag it a little further, and that's not possible in wheelchair curling. Once that stone's released here, you can't affect it anymore. Yeah, neither team really just finding the roll. We call that a hit and roll. So the hit part, like that. But what she really wanted was to roll in behind cover, catch the stone at just slightly less angle, and roll that yellow in behind cover. But neither team quite finding the right angle with that. And this will be an open hit for a big first end here for China. See this, the Chinese team roaring their stone down the ice.
And she's done it. That's a great start for the Republic of China. Knocks the yellow stone clear. And 3 it is at the first end of the gold medal game.
I'm convinced that's not true. Somebody must have been pressing the wrong button on the scoreboard there. That, as we were looking at it, that was definitely 3 red stones. I'm sure they'll fix that.
Here we are. That's the correct score for you now. China 3-0 over Korea after 1 end. Early setback for Republic of Korea. So Republic of China up by 3 after the first end. A nervous start from the Korean pair. How do you settle yourself down?
Well, a couple of things you can do here. So firstly, it's a truism that if you're going to lose 3 points, do it in the first end, and you've got plenty of ends left. We play 8 ends, we've got 7 ends left to get those points back. So very far from panic stations. And in mixed doubles, this whole discipline was designed to encourage aggressive play, encourage stones in play, keep more stones lying around, more interesting for the viewers and the players. And it's difficult to defend a lead here in mixed doubles curling. Those 2 stones that are placed at the beginning of the end, the red there and the yellow here in the house. Those 2 play stones are a more aggressive setup, and that makes it harder to defend a lead in this discipline. Well, that is a bright start from the Chinese player. That is Wang Meng.
Over to Baek Haijin.
She always looks very composed, Baek Haijin. If she does feel pressure, it doesn't show to us, the viewers. And that's a super response from her.
A bit of confidence back after that stone from Baek Haijin, whose husband, Nam Bong Guang, is also a curler, and here the Korean 4-person team.
Yes, wheelchair curling in Korea, they've really been strong in wheelchair curling since the beginning of the game, when it was first started about 20 years ago. And we're used to seeing Korean teams always in the mix in wheelchair curling events. And as we said, they have multiple teams performing at the highest level already in the mixed doubles discipline, which is only 4 years old. Well, we can say the same for China. Very strong in wheelchair curling. They are the #1 team in the 4-person event at the moment. That's not quite what he wanted, though. And that shot kind of unhelps him. The objectives are reversed really in the second end. It's now China whose main objective is simply to prevent Korea scoring. So if Korea would score 1 point here in this end, that's fine for China. They would still be 3-1 ahead, but they would get the all-important last stone advantage back again. So that's China's objective for the second end. And that's not quite how you do it. The best way for China to frustrate Korea is to keep attacking that centre, keep playing red stones towards the centre, block the path for Korea. As we said, 1 yellow point here, 1 Korean point. That's fine for China. But unfortunately for Yang Jinxiao, he opened a little gap there. He's opened access to the centre instead. Lee Yong-suk saying thank you very much.
So a lonely red stone in the middle there. That's fairly removable?
That's very removable. The stone just thrown by Lee Yong-suk. That doesn't land in a scoring position for now. That's the view from the throwing end. So that stone from Lee Yong-suk, not in a scoring position just now, but importantly, it's ahead of the tee line, that horizontal thin line. And that's the danger area. A stone behind tee line, like this red, that can get moved. So that's -1 Korean counter. That will limit how many points Korea can score. But as you just said, there is definitely now access to that red. If you just nudge up against that yellow, All you need to do is pop that red back even a metre or so. You don't need to be going at pace here. But it suits Korea for the time being to keep that red hanging around. That keeps the yellow in front of it safe from removal.
Would you have liked to have had just a bit more on it?
Maybe just a little bit, actually. Here it comes. His angle's much better, you see, so he just catches it on the nose. Just nudges that red back. It's okay for now. He may have wanted to nudge the red back just behind the other yellow there. Just touched by Wang Meng there. But important is that that red is still hanging around. They don't really want it out of play because that red is protecting the yellows in front of it, making it harder for China to remove.
Plenty on this one. Oh, good result.
That is pretty nice. And that stone leaving a vapour trail behind it. And look at that, just catching the edge of the one right in the centre.
That's some precision. That's exactly what he was trying to do. Not a lot of margin for error at that pace. But.
And another important difference then for the wheelchair curlers from the foot players. All of that pace on that stone coming from upper body strength only. So I'm a foot player, I'm not a wheelchair user. And all of my power for shots really comes from leg drive, from your big quadricep muscles on your legs. And of course for the wheelchair players, all of that power needing to come from upper body strength only.
좋으면은 딱 정타 맞고 저거 내보내는 게 좋긴 한데.
이거?
그거를 내보내서 저 내보내는 게 좋긴 한데.
이거 정타 안 나오잖아.
예.
근데 무슨 정타 얘기를 하고 있어 지금.
떨어지면
일단 여기까지 와.
I know you've done it for our audiences before, Lorna, but to explain the amount of thinking time you're allowed.
So each team has 26 minutes of thinking time, and that works a little bit like chess. So at the moment, while we could see the Korean team discussing which shot to play, their time is ticking. That's their thinking time. And the clock's still ticking because they're still preparing for the shot. You can see just behind the players there on the scoreboard, their time clock ticking down. And that clock will stop as soon as the Korean stone is in play. So as soon as Lee Yong-suk has released this shot, you will see their clock stop, like that. And China's thinking time, it will start as soon as this Korean stone comes to rest. That will be important, Steve, as well, in this gold medal game. If you run out of time, you forfeit the game. Even if you were losing by many points, if you run out of time, the game goes to your opposition. So both teams will need to keep an eye on their time and make sure they're managing that sensibly.
Oh, it's a maximum penalty, isn't it?
It shouldn't happen at this level. That should be part of their routine as well, is keeping an eye on the clock. I've seen it happen once or twice, though.
Now, will Lee Yong-suk be content with that last stone?
If I was being picky, he would have wanted it right up close to his own yellow there. That would make his partner's life easier with her last stone. But that's still a yellow stone you can use. It was better really to be still ahead of T in that danger area. That's a stone they can still use. If it was too heavy, if it would go through the back, that stone's gone forever.
Wang Meng sends it on its way. Last stone for China in the second.
She'll just be wanting to block access to those yellows now. And she's done that beautifully.
She's quite an expressive player, isn't she?
She is, yeah. As I said, we often hear the Chinese team in the mixed doubles and in the four-person really roaring their stones down the ice. And typically you hear that in the four-person game to call sweeping on or to encourage the sweepers to sweep harder. And we don't have sweepers here in wheelchair curling, but why not? I love to see the Chinese teams roaring the stone down the ice. That's how everyone else does it. And they're really cheering their stones on their journey. Yeah, there's not an easy path here for Baek Haijin. Stone quite far towards the side, but here it now comes to curl.
One yellow.
This is championship ice these days, very curly.
One yellow.
But that's just running out of gas a bit too soon.
On the board, but just with the one, Republic of Korea in the second end. So 2 played, and it's 3-1 China.
3초가 거기 통했으니까 아까 웨이트는 여기 맞아도 되고 저기 맞아도 되는 상황이었는데 중국이 그거를 해서 흐트러서 그래. 지금 네 거였으면 아무 데나 맞아도 그냥 빨간 게 나가는 상태였기 때문에. 용찬아 거기 파리가
One yellow.
용찬아 약하면
2025 World Championships in Stevenston in Scotland, southwest of Glasgow.
It is. That's in Ayrshire. And plenty of curlers coming from Ayrshire. Big farming community there. Curling originating in Scotland. There's several curling stones in the museum in Scotland from about the 1500s that they dredge up from the lakes, so when the farm was frozen over.
Start of the third end, 3-1 China, Republic of Korea with a bit to do. And setting out on that task, Baek Haijin.
일본 진짜 많이 떨어지네.
That's a perfect weight from Baek Haijin.
살짝 안쪽이에요.
Just over curling a little bit.
조금 더 잡아야 될 것 같아요.
아니 일본 스톤이 많이 떨어지는 거 아닌가 싶어가지고.
顺时也行，
But that's a stone they can use.
逆时我觉得好一
It
点。
has slipped behind T, but immediately just closing down that
咱
scoring
们的
area.
咱们进这边投，
行，可以，
行吗？
没问题。6-7啊，
啊，6-7
点10啊，
点11，
点10吧。
你刚才这边掉过了，
行。
对。
Where Yang Jinxiao, where he has the brush there, that's not where they want the stone to end up. That is the skill of reading the ice. So you need to know where to start off. So where you put the brush down, that's where partner's going to aim for. And you can see, yeah, these stones the aiming really for the side of the sheet, but then aiming for the brush plus curl equals target area.
Close for second stone. How did you see it?
I think it is still yellow that is lying second stone, but the key difference is that red stone from Wang Meng. That's ahead of that T line, the thin horizontal line. So that red stone, much more dangerous. The yellow stone behind T line, that can only get further away from the centre, but the red stone, that's a stone China can use again.
웨이트 좀 더 올려줘, 영석아.
Has found a good spot from Lee Yong-suk.
웨이트 좀 더 올려줘, 영석아.
He wanted it to go just a little further, but again, that's now a yellow ahead of T-line, close to that 4-foot circle, the green one. Somewhat blocking access to that dangerous red, and that's a yellow Korea can use later in this end. Got to get around the guard. Oh, he hasn't quite. Now, could that be the half shot from China that could give Korea a chance to get some points, even without last stone in this third end?
Just enough room to get between those two short stones.
이나우스는 안 되고 제 톤으로 나와야 돼.
Around on the other side, on the right-hand side as we look at it. Any value there?
이거 맞는
You
거야.
could get through that gap, yes.
세게 나와야 돼, 여기
You
통과하려면.
would really be threading the needle. You would have to be going at some clip to get the stone
9초, 8초 후반.
through that exactly stone-shaped gap. Well, she thinks we can do it, and her partner Lee Yong-suk, he has been throwing beautifully this week. Can he thread the needle?
Nope.
That would be an extremely difficult shot, even if you had sweepers to try to hold on to the line there, try to keep the stone going straight through that small gap. But what he has done, though, is open up access to that yellow, just touching centre line there, and that will be a danger to China.
It's interesting that some of the key words in the sport go across languages and cultures. They still say hard and hurry.
Absolutely. Those are very Scottish words. You would say, hurry hard. And you're encouraging your sweepers to give all their effort to sweep the stone as hard as they can.
I feel it's a kind of a nod and a compliment to the originating country that they stick with those words that are so popular and so well known and heard.
That's true. Yeah, there are plenty of teams, they play in English, so to say. They play curling often in English, as you say. Takeout is universally understood.
1초 후반.
정해서 이쪽.
You do still hear some uniquely Scottish words in the
12초
game.
생각해.
So a barrier weight, that's a uniquely Scottish thing. Not even Canada or the US uses that word, but that's kind of a slow takeout, a controlled takeout. Most of the world calls that a board weight. That would be a stone going to the barrier at the back of the sheet there. I'm here to translate if any Scottish words creep in.
Look forward to that. Lee Yong-suk looking forward to a good result here. They're just in a little bit of strife on the scoreboard and in this end.
Yeah, they don't want to let China get too far ahead of them here.
너무 센데.
And that's a nice result there for Lee Yong-suk. He removes one of the Chinese counters. It is still China line shot, that red still there in the centre. But starting to look a little bit lonely in there. This is good setup play for Korea.
Pace on from Yang Jinxiao.
That has also found a good spot. Replacing that yellow with a red.
이건 어쨌든 맞아도 이거는 남는다. 어쨌든 이거.
That is a dangerous red that China can also use. So a couple of things you could do here. I think if your life depended on it, you probably could
이쪽도 없을 것 같은데.
get rid of both of those reds with one throw. But you would be having to throw
궤적이
pretty
없어.
hard. And there is no room for error. You would have to hit all you can see of the red in front of T-line, the top towards the top of our screen. And so the other option, rather than trying to remove Chinese stones, I feel like unless you're so accurate, I think you're going to get into trouble before that gets you out of trouble. So the other option is to come all the way over to the other handle. This is the clockwise handle. And just try to land a stone right in front of that red. Around the guard beautifully. This has got to stop though.
Does not. Baek Haijin. It's too much on it.
Yeah, there was really no nice shot in that situation. Yeah, the takeout very difficult. And a brave effort from Baek Haijin. But the more aggressive call, so putting more stones in play, that's always the aggressive call. Removing stones from play, that's always the defensive conservative call. And putting additional stones in play, it is high risk, high reward. And that was not quite working out for Korea in this third end.
What's the assignment here for Wang Meng in this final stone?
Well, so there's a good opportunity to score 2 points here. China already lying 1. They're already closest. And that red stone played by her teammate Yang Jinxiao. She just wants to touch that. Just like that.
Oh, what a throw. Beautifully played by Wang Meng. She's pretty pleased with herself. And lead is building for China. They'll pick up a couple. Starting to put on some scoreboard pressure. Another 2 And it's 5-1 China after 3.
行行，啊行行，好的，慢慢打，不着急啊，冷静冷静，冷静冷静啊，就按传承了啊，加油加油。
Pretty buoyant Chinese team at the moment. Scored 3 in the first and 2 in the third. 5-1 it is. The start of the fourth.
So Korea, they just need to tighten up a bit here. We find ourselves seeing that that's a good try. It's very close. But China are really nailing these shots just now. And that's what Korea really have to counter. They really need to find that precision in those extra few centimetres or find the right curl. And that's an early loose shot from China. We saw this happening in reverse in the third end. And can Korea now take advantage of that?
Tapping herself on the head as if to say, oh, made a mistake there. My bad.
I think that's about the first loose shot we've seen from her. And I was about to say we can forgive her one loose shot, but actually in mixed doubles, the situation can change so quickly. At this level, the difference between winning and losing, it really can be just one loose shot here and there, one missed throw. And the Korean fans looking a little bit pensive as we switch ends. And Baek Haejin not quite finding her best form out there.
How much can the conditions inside the venue change day to day? You feel a different humidity?
Very much so. The ice crews, they have really been working through the night, every night, to make sure that the ice conditions are really kept perfectly. As you say, the outside weather, that can certainly influence. If it's a rainy day, if it's a warmer day, that can influence the humidity and the air temperature inside. An arena is also more difficult because you have spectators coming and going. We don't tend to play our club league matches in front of thousands. So yes, it's a tough job keeping the ice as nice as we've seen it this week.
얼음이 죽어 있어. 방금이 이쪽 팔이야.
A couple of loose shots just starting to creep in for China. Yeah, they had a really strong start here in this gold medal match, but a couple of loose shots, and Korea need to make the most of those. They are not going to get too many mistakes or half shots from China in this game. They need to make the most of every opportunity.
Can Lee Yong-suk build something here?
Yeah, that's the key for Korea here, is to keep stones in play. They could remove that red quite easily, but it suits them to just play behind those guards for the moment. Important is to keep stones in play. Well, that's found a decent spot for Lee Yong-suk. Curling right in behind those guards out front.
Xiao has been pretty effective with his takeouts.
Just the one yellow though. And you can see the value of that previous throw from Lee Yong-suk. He couldn't remove both those yellows. And he's just got the one, and there is still now a yellow. And that yellow is pretty close, but I think that yellow is currently in scoring position. And now we'll see him play the other way towards the reds and get a second yellow into play.
좀 타이트해 보여. 센터 아니야, 밖이야. 이 웨이트 진짜 있어야 돼.
Those reds in a helpful position actually for Korea because those reds are behind T-line.
Very close for second.
It is very close for second. I feel like that this was really coming in hot, this shot. I feel like they didn't need to throw as much weight as that, Korea. They were never going to shift both of those reds. The angle wasn't there for them. And now, unfortunately, because that stone bounced across, it's open for China to remove. And you can swing the pair off him.
Young Jin Xiao. He's loving it. Power and placement and results.
What's that at the back, though, just to the right of our screen? That is a little yellow, still hanging on. And that represents even a small chance for Korea to get a bigger score on the board here. He's about the most powerful thrower on the ice is Yang Jin Xiao, but Lee Yong-suk for a decent weight as well. I'm not sure that red's going to roll quite enough though. Just a tiny bit less curl and he'd probably have got them. But that red is still hanging around. And he does leave his own shooter in the open for China to see. Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
And for a bonus, she has picked off that little yellow that was still trying to hang on.
And Wang Meng is well pleased, as she might be.
That is a very handy way to finish the first half here. One more shot in this fourth end, and then we shall be having the half-time break. And quite different energies for both of our teams out there. Such a solid start and performance from China. Korea not quite managing to bring their best stones at the moment. They will be looking for some consoling words and some advice from their ever-positive coach, Park Kil-woo. That is a fine saving shot from Bae Kai-jin, throwing against Liu. That was definitely under pressure. That was a game changer. If something had gone wrong with that shot, it could have been 7-1. But as it is, she makes that shot just beautifully, and that will really steady their nerves and give them some confidence.
So Korea pick up a second single to make it 5-2.
이행도 그렇고 여기서 갈 때도 그렇고 뭐 결과는 안 하던 걸 왜 하려고 그래? 성공인데 그 좁은 사이로 빼려는 거였어?
예, 그거를 때려서 앞에 노란 거
근데
맞고
아니
그냥 빨간 거 맞아도 절로.
아니 그렇긴 않은데 이 빠질 수 있는 공간이
던지는 건 비슷한 것 같은데 웨이트가 안 나가니까.
Put you in the Korean coaches situation, and
특히 지금 빨간 거랑 노란 거
what
이렇게.
tactical changes can you make, or is it more really about the better skilled shots that are coming from the Chinese pair?
뒤에 있는 거 1번을 때리고.
I think it's a little bit of both. So you can see there we're just looking at the percentage accuracy,
하지 말고
and Korea not bringing their best game at the moment. We've been watching them all week, and we've seen them play better, whereas China, yeah, they're playing very consistently out there. So if I was the Korean coach, we can't make a substitution in mixed doubles. We don't have an alternate player because you would pretty much be bringing in an entire spare team. So there's no particular way to mix things up that way. One rule that we have in mixed doubles that they could think of is to switch the positions. So one teammate in mixed doubles throws stones 1 and 5. Other teammate throws stones 2, 3 and 4. We've seen some teams, when they're a couple of shots behind, they can switch the order if one teammate's feeling more confident at particular throws. The other thing that they still have, both teams have a power play, and that is a more aggressive setup. To begin the end, the stones are placed off to the side rather than on the centre line, and I fancy we will see Korea using theirs fairly shortly. Here's the overview of the first half then. And the statistics misleading us a little bit there in the sense that China have really dominated. You can see the total accuracy at the bottom there, pretty similar. Korea even 1% ahead, but China making key shots at the right times, and that is what's costing Korea. They need to make every shot count in the second half.
China has thrown the odd loose stone, but it hasn't hurt them as much as hurt Korea when they've done the same.
I agree. So indeed, China are making a couple of mistakes here and there. They're not fully accurate with all their stones, but Korea struggling a little bit to capitalise when they're given such an opportunity. And in contrast, China making no mistake when Korea have had a missed stone or a loose shot. China making no mistake in taking advantage of it. So Korea need to do both. They need to minimise the loose shots, don't give China opportunity, and if China do get, if they get a miss from China, they need to capitalise on that. But stone by stone, that's the other thing the Korean coach will have said to them, just step by step.
The Cortina Curling Olympic Stadium set to host the closing ceremony as well.
It's really been curling's home here for quite a few weeks now. A fitting place for the closing ceremony for Paralympic Winter Games here.
5-2 as action is about to resume in the gold medal game for the mixed doubles. Start of the fifth end. Korea, work to do, down by 3.
Lead by CHN to be bringing her best curling here.
이 초고 지금부터 살짝 안쪽까지 더 넓게 잡아야 될 것 같아요.
바꿔야 되나?
And she's very consistently finding exactly about a stone too long weight-wise. Her first stone certainly just slipping a little long. And more dangerous would be to have that stone just stopping about half a metre shorter than that. Yeah, look at those statistics for Wang Meng. She's doing a lot of good work with stone number 1, and she is really making fine use of fifth and final throw, whether it's the last shot at the end or just the last shot for China. She is really making use of it, doing a lot of damage with her final throw. That's okay for Wang Meng. As we've said, it's more useful for a stone to be ahead of tee line. That's the danger area. That's the area you want to control. So she would prefer that a little bit further in. But that's a dangerous red stone that China can use later. And look at those stats again. Yeah, Lee Yong-suk not doing an awful lot wrong, actually. It's just China are really just nailing their shots in this gold medal game.
좋아. 좀만 더.
This is more like it. That is a beauty from Lee Yong-suk.
Much needed.
좀만 더.
He has put a yellow among the reds, a cat among the pigeons. That is exactly what Korea need at this stage. Every stone in this second half is important.
Stone really curling hard and diving across the last couple of metres.
Yeah, that's championship ice now. Back in the 1980s, you more or less had to take a run at a stone to get it to go far enough up the ice. And it wasn't always particularly curly, but this is championship ice now. It's always very fast and it always curls a lot. Yang Jinxiao not quite catching that yellow where he wanted. Again, difficult without sweepers to help guide that line. But that is a half shot, a loose shot from China. And Korea need to start making the most of these. Lee Hyung-suk probably being asked for the most difficult shot in curling, and that is same again, please.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. Just going to stop short. But better stopping short for that throw from Korea. It's no use long. A stone that's too long is useless. We can't do anything with that. A stone that's too short, that is blocking access to China, and it is still Korea who are lying short.
Another little mistake.
That is a little mistake. He was really aiming for the yellow. And that's certainly the tolerance for that shot, is make sure you catch the other guard instead. But certainly, big opportunity here for Korea in this fifth end.
센터 살짝 더 옆으로 가면 좋아. 센터 괜찮아.
As we said, it's difficult to keep a lead in mixed doubles. In the four-person event, when you don't have placed stones, if you were plus 3 points, you wouldn't be placing guards, because guards really just help your opposition. And that's the fun of mixed doubles for us viewers. That aggressive setup with the placed stones, that keeps stones in play. And that makes it harder to defend a lead. That is a peach from Lee Yong-suk. Bravo, sir.
No way through there.
Korea will hope not. It's very satisfying when you've played your guards well enough that your opposition has to remove them. If you make your opposition hit guards like this, you are doing something right. A little bit of a wobble there. It's normally a really smooth delivery that Yang Jinxiao has. And he's struggling to make progress this end to clear a path to the centre.
Chance then for Korea to score against the hammer.
Yeah, that would be a steal. We call that stealing a point. It's almost like you're not supposed to score points. You're not supposed to get any points if you're not in charge of the end.
열세. 괜찮겠어요, 라인?
열둘.
열둘.
She always looks like the most composed person on the ice by Ek-Haijin. And she's going to need all of that composure. This looks lovely. That is a lovely throw from her. That's made Park Kil-woo smile again. So just keep curling, keep curling, keep curling. That's blocked access to that dangerous red. And it is still Korea who are closest to the centre.
Wang Meng has thrown some beautiful stones to influence how this match has unfolded. And it will be over to her once more.
There is the tiniest of gaps there in the centre. And she has been throwing some real magical stones, but deciding not enough space through the needle in the centre. So they're just going to try to outdraw that yellow, try to get closer to the centre than that yellow. Plenty of time, China. Both teams fine for time, actually. Both teams still have a 1 minute timeout where they can stop the clock, and their coach will come on ice to offer advice. Occasionally, if you're running very short of time, you just stop the clock and don't even bother listening to your coach. You just use the 1 minute to set yourself up for your next throw.
Go through.
That is not going to curl or stop in time, and that's a big boost for Korea now. They have stolen.
Yeah, stolen one, and it shifts the score in a positive direction for Korea. They only trail by the 2 now. It's 5-3 after 5. China leading the gold medal game.
셋.
좀만 더.
Korea has scored on consecutive ends, and it's prompted a change of tactics, this time from China.
Yeah, we can see there is a little red box now on the scoreboard behind the players there. That means it's power play, so you can see the stones are placed differently. Instead of placing the stones on the centre line, the stones are now placed to one side, and you can choose which side. It's up to the team calling the power play, so China, they can say where they want the stones, which side they want the stones on. And the object of power play, the stones off to the side here, that's a more aggressive setup than having the stones placed on the centre line as usual. And the objective for power play is to enable the team that's called it, so in this case China, it is to give them a better chance at a bigger score. So they're trying to tempt Korea to play the game away from the centre now. We've seen play towards the centre so far, and we've seen the centre can get blocked up, can get busy. And so to make it easier for the power play team to score, They tried to take play away from the centre in the early stages at the end.
Opening throw from Wang Meng.
It's another nice one.
3초, 느낌은 2초대야.
In mixed doubles, free guard zone is also appropriate, or if we still use free guard zone, but in addition, there are extra restrictions. So that shot just thrown by Wang Meng, that shot also cannot go out of play, even though it's in the rings. So it's not protected by the traditional free guard zone. You are not allowed to remove any stone, any opposition stone from play until 3 stones have been thrown. So Lee Yong-suk not allowed to remove that Chinese counter from play. And that's why safe for China to throw a stone right out in the open. This is good. That's a lovely throw from Lee Yong-suk. He has really neutralised the placed stone, the red stone that was already there. Very difficult for China to bring that red back into play from here. And he has really isolated that open red on the other side of the sheet. That throw from Yang Junxiao. A first step in bringing that red back into play.
8초
But the
후반.
thing with mixed doubles is you just don't have a lot of stones. 2 stones are already played, so to say. 2 stones are placed. The team only has 5 stones between them. And only 3 stones left for China to do something about the guard and both the yellows. So the guard's gone. And Lee Yong-suk will be aiming to make sure that the open Chinese counter is also gone. He's done that very nicely. Ideal would be if that yellow hung around. But first things first.
You prefer to have hit and stuck?
He would prefer to have hit and stuck. That would have put the pressure on China. But first things first. It is now Korea line 2. Of course, you can't half throw a big weight, Yang Junxiao.
He's got the result there.
He has not missed arm day for a while at the gym. And I wasn't sure about this strategy, removing the guard, then trying to go for both yellows, but he's playing so accurately that he had good confidence to go for it. And really working out for them. 2 red stones now. Again, if your life depended on it, you could get the pair of them in one throw here, but we would call that an across-the-house double. You need to get the perfect angle on the first one, and then you're rolling all the way across the house to the second one. A really difficult double take-out. And there's some really good play from China. Good separation of their stones, making it very difficult for Korea to remove both in one throw. This is what we call sometimes a junior 2. The easiest way of making 2 points is put stones in the house, get a mistake from your opposition. 2 points, please.
Hard to see it going another way.
critical is that Korea makes the hit and stick here. She doesn't want to roll out at the very least. She needs to leave this yellow in scoring position. And then they need to hope for either a miss or a hit and roll out from China. That is over curling though, and that's not going to hang around.
Oh, well. Does look like the two you predicted, Lorna, and that would be a 7-3 lead with 3 to play.
Yeah, we're running out of ends to make up some points here.
Yeah, 2 to play.
In Scotland, there's another nice little Scottish phrase to describe this situation. So China already lying 1, nothing in the way, and in Scotland you would call this a find the paint shot. And what that means is Wang Meng has the whole house to land her stone wherever she wants. She may have done better aiming for her own stone. I would have stopped it. Oh no, that's going to hang on by itself.
She's relieved. A smile of near embarrassment. But that's all to the good, and they take the 2 points on offer.
And if you want to learn how to use a power play, watch the 6th end of this gold medal match. Textbook scoring there.
It's China by 4. A little bit of good news for Korea. As the hammer is theirs.
And I fancy they will immediately call their own power play.
Well, interesting story of the scoreboard is that both teams have won 3 ends, but it's 7-3 to China. Picked up a 3 and 2 twos. 3 singles.
Yeah, China are being very effective, restricting Korea's scoring opportunities. And they will want to do the same again. We can see Korea have now called a power play. But remember, we spoke about the rule. It's more than free guard zone. It's kind of a free playing zone. And that's why we see that stone returning to where it was. You can move that yellow, but you cannot send it out of play. And that's why that stone just returning to where it was already placed. And that an early piece of luck for Korea in their power play.
조금만.
If it can't be taken out of play, what was she trying to do, Wang Meng?
It looked like, from the angle they were going at, it looked like she was just trying to pop it more towards the centre, pop it into the open, so that after 3 stones have been thrown, then you would be able to remove that stone from play. The other possibility, she may have been aiming for her own guard. That's a defence that you see teams using against a power play. So that red guard that we see now, she could just redirect that red guard towards the rings, towards the centre, and that would open up the yellow as well. But meanwhile, Haejin. He has put a second stone in behind cover. It's a bright start for Korea in their own power play. That yellow's still not allowed to go out of play, but you are allowed to move it. And that's exactly what Yang Junxiao has done. But it is still hanging around. It just punches that yellow back, but it doesn't quite go out of the rings there. Important for Korea is to keep stones in play.
Responsibility goes over to Lee Young-suk.
Yeah, he wants to set his partner up for a good score here. Sometimes when folks are learning curling, typically in the 4-person format, when we throw 8 stones, I quite often say that you have 7 set-up stones, and every single one of those is simply setting up the 8th. You don't have to be in a scoring or winning position after every shot. You're constantly thinking a few stones ahead towards the conclusion of the end, and that final bringing down the hammer on the end.
Yang Junxiao. Oh, just out.
He's been throwing beautifully. He can't throw a heavy weight, Yang Junxiao. But because he throws such a heavy weight, he barely gets an angle on that stone, but it has such momentum that it spins itself just out of the rings. You can see the ice player assistant there holding on to the wheels of Lee Young-suk. And that's a new role as well in mixed doubles curling. Normally in 4-person, your teammate can hold on to your wheels and make sure you don't slip when you're throwing. But often in mixed doubles, teammate is at the other end. So our ice player assistants lend a hand. They are the ones who manage the stones in wheelchair curling. There he is again. And I've done that job. And if you ever miss legs day at the gym, go and volunteer as an ice player assistant at the wheelchair tournament. You are just squatting down and standing up all day long.
Another takeout from Yang Junxiao.
He's stuck it this time. No rolling out on that one. Yeah, the ice player assistants almost playing like goalkeepers up there.
Well, trying to stop the stone rolling into the chair.
Yeah. Lee Young-suk trying to set up a good situation for his teammate to finish off this power play. That's it. That's a nice throw from him. And if we do this for another couple of stones, Korea will be desperately hoping that it will still be 3 yellows lying in a few stones' time.
Trying to keep the separation between their scoring stones.
Absolutely, that's why we saw Korea playing to the left of our screen as we're watching. Keep a third Korean counter away from those 2 that are safe behind cover. We call that splitting the house. When you have a good situation on one side of the house, let's split the house and go to the other side. That's exactly what we saw Korea doing. Wise play from the Korean duo. Meng. She's got a big throw on her as well.
A chance for 3 for Korea. Pressure on the shoulders of Baek Hae-jin.
What a difference a 3 would make to the score here.
Back to 1. Has to hit and stay. Big moment.
Yeah, for the sake of good curling, we all want to see a nice throw here from Baek Hae-jin. She can really keep her team in the game here. This looks nice. This looks nice. Keep curling, keep curling.
And she's done it.
That's going to stop. Wonderful throw from her.
Best end of the match so far for Korea. And it's suddenly 7-6. As we go to the 8th. And we don't see that too much from Baek Hae-jin. She keeps it all inside, but she's very pleased and relieved.
이쪽으로 그러니까
아웃다운으로
7-6 after
그게
7.
펴면은 글로
이격기가 안 떨어져가지고
그러니까 이쪽이
라인이 좀
Yeah, big relief
계속
for
살짝
the
안쪽으로
Korean
떨어지고
team there.
그것도 안 떨어지고 그래. 그러니까 아웃턴으로 해가지고 들어와.
There is the smiliest man in the stadium, Park Kil-woo, the
계속
Korean
쟤네들도
coach.
아웃턴
Both
보고
teams,
있으면은
끝까지 잡아주고
they do still have a coach interaction to come.
아웃턴으로
You don't have to use it.
Korea back in it, trailing by 1 as we enter the 8th end. It'll be the last end.
If scores are tied after 8 ends, we'll play an extra. And speaking of pressure, Baek Hae-jin landing that stone to score 3 for Korea, and she can really do a huge amount of damage here if she gets a good throw in this 8th end. That's a great throw from Baek Hae-jin.
Excellent start. China has the hammer.
Korea, they really just need to focus on making sure to get to the extra end. If they have an opportunity for 2, to somehow steal 2 points, that's fine, but they don't want to go so hard tactically on trying to get 2 points here that they miss an opportunity to even get 1. Critical is that they must make 1 point here, Korea. And as I say, that will be against the head. They don't have the hammer.
And then throws. Just waved Lee Yong-suk past her. She was ready early. And what she got here.
Well, no, that's again, that is a good throw from Wang Meng. But importantly, that little yellow that we saw from Baek Hae-jin, that's still hanging around. A very precise battle to the centre at the beginning of this 8th end then. If this game does go to an extra
웨이트
end,
살짝 올려줘야 돼, 용서가.
the clock resets. You don't have to save up time in this 8th end just in case.
Oh, that's a very crowded button.
It sure is. Oh my gosh, I'm not sure even
웨이트 살짝 올려줘야 돼, 용서가.
which shot is scoring at the moment.
Very little in it. Oop.
If I was being very picky,
Oh, it's China's, isn't it?
I do think that's red, yes. If I was being very picky, I would say that Lee Yong-suk's shot, he didn't want it to curl just as much as that. He would have preferred to be more on the nose of that red stone. That's how close it is. A worthy final, a worthy gold medal game here for our first champions at mixed doubles discipline. Now, I fancy we will see Korea call a timeout here.
Well called.
And that's because there are two rather different options here. China taking off the guard, which doesn't hurt them actually. That guard really only helping Korea. But now Korea's choice is, do they want to put that guard back
나가는 것보다
and wait another couple of stones? It's still that red stone from China. We think that's closest to centre, and at some point they have to do something about it. So is now the time? Let's see what coach
어차피
Kilwoo
열려있기
says.
때문에 하나 세게 퉁 내보내고 내보내 빨간 거 있잖아 이쪽으로 해가지고 빨간 거를 저 노란 게 빠져나가야 빨간 걸 다음에 칠 수가 있어. 너 2개 남았지?
가드가 없는데 밀어내려면 살짝
그러니까 빨간 걸 쳐서 우리 노란 게 빠져나가야 빨간 걸 칠 수 있으니까 빨간 거를 퉁쳐가지고
제 손으로요?
12초?
12초 백에이트
12초?
백에이트
안쪽 맞아도 돼요.
안쪽 맞아도
맞는 게 제일
상관없어.
좋긴 한데.
For Korea, difficult to remove the Chinese stone without losing one of their own.
It is, yeah. So what Park Kilwoo and the team will have been talking about together, you can see there's 3 stones of each colour left to come, 3 red, 3 yellow. And they will have been discussing not only what to do with this stone, but supposing we've played this stone, what situation does that leave? What is China likely to do to counter that? And they will really have spoken through to the conclusion of this 8th end. Remember, Korea must get 1 point here somehow. That would take us to an extra end, and that's what the team will have been discussing.
웨이트. 조금만 더.
So this was never going to be a guard. Just getting another stone into play in the centre, right in front of that red. And I think that was a, well, I think that's a
Plan B.
sensible call. I don't think it's plan B. So clearly this was the decision with their coach there. So we said they have a couple of choices. Either they could try to replace the guard that China removed, a centre guard, because finally that does help Korea, but they would still have to do something about the red at some point. And so the decision is instead, let's get a yellow in front of that red, because now that yellow just thrown by Lee Yong-suk, almost impossible for China to remove that with 1 throw. So it's now China who have called their timeout, and their coach will be on her way to do the same kind of thing. If we played this shot, Korea would play that shot, and how do we end up getting a point at the end? Blank end in mixed doubles is possible, but pretty much doesn't help anyone. You do not hold on to last stone in mixed doubles, and this looking very far from a blank end. So here she comes. Let's listen in.
还有几个球他？
还有俩。
他还有俩，你打完他肯定去那样垫你一下，他垫你，
没了。
对他把这个球就磕走了，磕走他如果坐在那上边，你解最后球就得站位，你站不上 PT， 你这红球就没有了。
那咋整呢？
你要是薄那个黄球，把那黄球薄掉呢？我哪个前面那个黄球？
薄不了，
薄掉粘上了啊，粘了很近。
薄能薄。
啊，要么薄掉 OK， 要么站位，我觉得效果比较好，薄一下子。 薄不能把自己的进 ，OK。
Coach interaction is over.
How do you see it from here? China next to play.
China next to play, and they have an extra stone, so to say. 3 more Chinese stones to come, 2 more Korean. Now, if I was China, I would, so to say, hit for home from here. And yeah, big weight coming. If you just keep hitting that pile of stones, there is very little that Korea can do with only 2 stones left to prevent you having some kind of shot at the end. But
swing and a miss.
Well, I've said more than once in this competition, I don't favour the timeout. I am highly ambivalent about it because I think it disturbs your rhythm. You know, if when you stop and have a big discussion, I think it disturbs your playing rhythm, and that's about the first clean miss we've seen from Yang Jinxiao. I think they were wise to talk to their coach if they weren't sure what to do, but yeah, I'm pretty ambivalent about long discussions and timeouts. And now that is the opportunity for Korea to do something about this red. And get themselves finally into scoring position here. That's it.
Ooh, holding 2 there.
It looks like they are holding 2, yep. The 2 yellows just biting that forefoot, that's the green circle. Ideally, he wanted that stone just to curl a fraction more. It is 2 yellows that are lying, but he has opened out the forefoot circle completely. So there is also now space for China to realistically get closer to centre. Yeah, when the forefoot's very busy, pretty difficult often to out-count a stone or a bunch of stones that are already in the forefoot in the green circle, but with that throw, Lee Yong-suk, he has got himself a nice shot, but he's also cleared a space for China. I would rather have seen that stone from Korea coming in a bit slower. So clearly, we need to do something about that red. Just thrown by Yang Jinxiao. Critical here. With her final throw of the 8th end, followed by Haijin. Critical is where her yellow stone ends up landing as well.
Crucial weight.
Yeah, she typically doesn't throw as much weight as the other players on the ice, by Haijin, and honestly, I think that favours her, that it was too much weight from Lee Yong-suk with his previous throw. Scattering the stones too far apart. This is a much more controlled weight. Needs to move the red. And that's okay. It is still yellow line shot, just got its fingernails on the edge of the forefoot there.
안 떨어지네. 안 떨어져. 둘로 나온 것 같은데.
All that Korea can do is try to give himself a chance here.
Well, Wang Meng just needs to throw to the middle.
Well, yeah, she certainly does,
just.
but that's easier said than done. Well, she has a couple of choices here.
打飞，
She could try to remove that yellow, but that yellow's in a very
大
nice
不了给
spot
他一分打加局，头
and
一个。
potentially just squirt straight
点八
back
或者
onto the
点
red.
九。
行，点8就行。行。
That's why that's
不行，我怕我出手，怕我出手
quite a
漏
nice placement
点
for
九。
Korea. You can see, yeah, she's not in
出手搂没事，你磕他一下甩进来就
she's
行。
not in an
那
obvious
也行。
rush to just draw the pin.
点
点8就行，12.5就行，做这个。
点10，这边点10、点11都能掉下来，掉到这儿。
But again, I don't favor this kind of jibber
记得
jabber.
吗？
Just go down and throw it.
没事，你就给我点9，我头一个，我大不了粘他，行吗？
行，来。
13秒，13秒，12秒5。
行，13秒，12秒5。
行。
Well, sometimes say in another sport, if you're between shots, you end up doing neither.
This is the danger, yeah. I think probably what they were discussing, I don't speak any Chinese, but probably what they were discussing was, would it be easier to come at a slightly higher weight and just use that yellow that's behind T-line? If you just nudge straight up against that, the yellow just to the left of the centre line, if you just go straight onto that one, that will be enough to be closest. But they also say, this is why you're here. The person who throws last stone, they should always be ready to throw to the forefoot, that green circle, to win a game.
Well, this isn't just for the game, this is for the gold. One man.
I don't think she's got enough on it.
She has not. She has not. It's going to be 1-2 Korea.
Bonus curling.
And we'll go to the extra end. Oh, it was a
Deflated view of Wang Meng there.
It's a big money shot.
13秒5
And they get another chance.
12秒5。
And so does Korea.
没事，没事，没事。
And like you said, Steve, that big discussion, I tell you, try to avoid big discussions if you're learning curling at home. I think it just disrupts your rhythm. You've lost a little bit of the feel for the ice. And I should make my own little book of statistics, because I tend to think after discussion it goes wrong as often as it goes right.
So 7-all after 8. And we're going to the extra end to decide the gold medal in the mixed doubles.
Well, either way, we have to say this is a worthy final. It's a worthy gold medal match here. Whoever the inaugural champions are will have thoroughly deserved it.
远一点吧，别着急，别着急，别着急啊！你那个球没事，穿了没事，确实没有什么太好的招。我们在这儿。
其实把这两个挡掉。
那俩打的话，你就。
So Korea stealing one to stay in it.
And they will be looking for the same again, please. They played a really nice 8th end there, very controlled. And they will want exactly the same here in the extra end. The clocks will reset. Both teams plenty of time left, but the clocks will reset and both teams will have 4 minutes to play this extra end. They will have an additional coach timeout if they want to seek some advice.
Korea have won 5 ends to 3.
I have sensed their confidence building. They had a little bit of a wobbly start in the first half, but confidence definitely building in the second half for Korea. And that's fine for Baek Haejin. A little bit shorter than she wanted. She'd rather get closer to that red. But important is that the yellow is ahead of the tee line. They can use that yellow later, Korea, to push forward or to use to hit another stone.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
But this is exactly what you don't want. You don't want a stone slipping long. That stone can only now get further away from the centre.
So that's 2 loose stones thrown by Wang Meng. The last stone of the 8th and the first of the extra.
우사가 3초 하나 둘 셋.
I wonder if the nerves are just getting to her a little bit, and that would be a pity because she truly has been outstanding in this game. That would be really a shame. If maybe just the occasion is getting to her, or she's feeling a bit nervous out there.
웨이트
That's
있어야
part of being a
돼.
champion as well. You need to control the nerves. It's difficult throwing last stone. I always say it's not for everyone. I know people who played for decades who don't play last stone because they just don't like it. It's a lot of pressure. And a bit of a loose shot from Lee Yong-suk there. He wanted to come around that centre guard, but doesn't quite have the weight for it. And his stone just punching that centre guard to the side a little bit. Both teams do have another coach interaction, should they wish. Everything resets in the extra end.
行，那留在这儿，行吗？行吗？还在这儿。
不，放点，放点。
好，加油！
Going up the middle.
Well, if you are Wang Meng, she will already be mentally preparing for her final throw, and it will now be the final throw of the championship. So if you're Wang Meng, what would you like to be the situation with your final throw of the game? What would you like to be looking at? And it's not a trick question. The answer is nothing at all. She's already had a find the paint shot when she just had to land a stone anywhere in the rings. That's exactly what she would like with her final throw of this tournament.
이쪽이 좀 더 여유가
Therefore,
있어요,
her
공간이.
partner, Yang
배속이 걸릴
Jin-xiao,
것 같다고.
he is just trying to clear as much space for her as he can.
노말 아니었어?
Challenging for Korea. They've got nothing in the house, and China have the hammer.
세워서 하나.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like this call, actually. That red is behind tee line. And even a perfect hit and roll here is still going to be behind tee line. I think the better idea is to really just keep attacking, just to keep playing behind those guards directly.
용서가 넓게 봐야 돼.
As I've said before,
웨이트.
in curling, there's not really such a thing as a right stone or a wrong stone. If you're making your shots, everything's the right idea. And at the moment, that's enough for now. Removing the shot stone from China, and it is the yellow that's currently scoring. So maybe just feeling like this was their first and best opportunity to do something about that red in the 4-foot circle, the green one.
行吗？
Korean stone accessible for Yang Jin-xiao.
But I wonder if they might come to regret this call. They should be removing guards here,
好球！
because now what they have is 2 Chinese stones behind tee line. they can only get further away, and there are still 2 Korean guards out front. So this is what they asked, this is what they wanted. But that stone was unlikely to cause them trouble, actually, for China. The stones that are going to cause them trouble are those guards.
아홉,
And
여덟.
Korea have called timeout. You get an additional timeout in the extra end.
치고
Their
안으로
coach,
들어가면 제일 좋은데.
Park Hil-woo, he's been
9초? 네가
very busy
잘하는
these past
웨이트
couple
하면
of
돼.
ends.
휠체어 라인 써요? 아니면 제 턴으로
Here he is to offer advice.
휠체어 라인 써도 돼.
왜 치려고?
그럼 뭐예요?
지금은 2.4면 우리가 성공이야. 티 뒤쪽이잖아. 붙여. 들어. 1.3이야 지금. 2.3점 줘도 상관없어 지금은. 붙여야지.
약하지 마. 통 쳐도 돼.
아까 2초
2초 후반 정도 웨이트 괜찮아. 근데 많이 밖으로 가야 돼. 넓게 봐야 돼. 처음 써.
Korea have done an outstanding job to come back from 5-1 and 7-3 down, force it to an extra end.
2초 반 느낌이야.
Lots of pressure now for Lee Yong-suk. Try and put the squeeze on China, who have the hammer.
I think, though, China made a mistake with their previous throw there. The only stones that can hurt them are those guards out front that Korea are now trying to use. So that stone running a little bit high, but again, it's doing enough for now. And again, China should be removing these guards. They should not get involved in a whole bunch of stones lying around behind T-line. None of them are dangerous to them. The dangerous stones are the yellow guards.
I'd like to have hit that Chinese stone just a little more flush. in the middle.
Absolutely, yeah. He wanted that yellow to curl just a wee bit more, and then he would have hit the red at such an angle to just roll towards centre, roll in behind that yellow cover.
Yang Jinxiao.
That was a fast call from his teammate. It does remove the yellow. But yeah, if Korea can get a shot stuck straight in behind those yellow guards, China are going to regret leaving them lying around. Making it round that guard by nothing at all. I'd rather have seen him clip that guard and take it out.
Maybe the last shot that Wang Meng would really like is no shot at all. If
That's certainly the easiest way, is to have
if Beak doesn't
no need to play.
doesn't find it.
This one's got a bit of running as well. Everybody seems to be having a bit of nervous energy running through their veins, and that is what's going to happen. Oh,
Well,
a rueful smile from Baek Haijin.
that is an unfortunate end for Baek Haijin, but joy for China. And indeed, Wang Meng does not have to play her last. We went to an extra end. And 9-7 is the score in the end. They were pushed all the way and then some. But the favourites have got their gold medal match. Worthy of the build-up and the importance.
A worthy inaugural final indeed for our very first mixed doubles champions here in wheelchair curling, and worthy silver medalists as well. A super fight back from Korea. Really a strong start from China. Fabulous half-time talk from Korea, and didn't they fight back in that second half, getting all the way to the last stone of an extra end. Finally, it is China who triumph. Oh, the emotions all coming now.
Well, China did not score in the 7th or 8th ends. They were under pressure in the extra end. In fact, they never trailed, but they nearly lost it.
That's credit to this Korean team. Yes, keeping calm under pressure. And I'm sure once the initial disappointment or frustration wears off, I'm sure they will be so proud to have gained for Korean curling the very first silver medal in wheelchair mixed doubles. And it is China who have claimed the very first gold.
So China 9-7 over Korea in the mixed doubles final. You know, at 5-1 down, Korea could have folded. Could have been a big score in the gold medal game, but they fought their way back. Picked up a single in the 4th, a single in the 5th. Dropped another 2 in the 6th, but then 3 in their own power play to get it back to 7-6, and 1 against the hammer, a steal in the 8th to make it 7-all and force the extra. And 9-7 though, China in the end.
It's hard to keep ahead here in mixed doubles, as we said. This is a discipline designed to be aggressive, designed to keep stones in play, points to be scored. So it's hard, even if you're +3 or even +4 points. It is tough to hang on to that lead. There are always stones in play. There's always a guard out front to begin with. There's always danger in mixed doubles. And yeah, well done indeed to Korea. Whatever Park Kil-woo said to them at half-time certainly gave them a boost. Mixed doubles in wheelchair curling really still brand new, didn't exist previously, but there is the story of our very first gold medal game. And yeah, the statistics very close actually. The stolen points went to Korea. Korea ever so slightly more accurate, getting the Chinese to an extra end, but finally it was China who did just enough to get the gold medal. And their team will be delighted. Both countries have teams in the 4-person event as well. Both teams doing well over there. That concludes the very first mixed doubles for wheelchair curling at Paralympic Winter Games. It is China who will get the gold.
Victory ceremony not too far away. We just need a result in the playoff for bronze. Victory ceremony.
감독이
Be with us.
알려주면 제대로 알려주면 반대로 알려주면.
흔들어줘 살짝 해서.
Just a reminder of how they got to the gold and bronze medal games. Latvia and United States fighting out third and fourth.
Only 8 countries qualifying for our very first mixed doubles wheelchair curling event. So truly a big achievement just qualifying to play in this competition. There were some big countries who did not qualify. We didn't have a team from Canada or Sweden or Norway. Plenty of traditional curling countries didn't make it to the very first Paralympic Winter Games mixed doubles for wheelchair curling. So a big congratulations to all the teams who have given us such an enjoyable first time at this event.
Stay, yeah. 대신 stop. 저 잡아. 스레.
나 그거 하려고 그랬네. 아, 나 또. 내 드로우에 잠 못. 따라갈 거라고는 생각을 했는데, 아, 이게 마지막 샷을. 그냥 앞에 서는 것보다는 좀 뒤에 가서 통 맞아야지 하는 생각이었거든. 근데 왜 안 떨어졌지, 저거 원래.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the results for the bronze medal game.
Signore e signori, il risultato della partita per la medaglia di bronzo è
Latvia 11, United States of America 10.
Lettonia 11, Stati Uniti d'America 10.
Congratulations to Latvia on winning the bronze medal.
Congratulazioni alla Lettonia, hanno vinto la medaglia di bronzo.
Here are the results for the gold medal game.
Il risultato della partita per la medaglia d'oro è
People's Republic of China 9, Republic of Korea 7.
Repubblica Popolare Cinese 9, Repubblica di Corea 7.
Congratulations to Republic of Korea on winning the silver medal.
Congratulazioni alla Repubblica di Corea, hanno vinto la medaglia d'argento.
Congratulations to People's Republic of China on winning the gold medal.
Congratulazioni alla Repubblica Popolare Cinese, hanno vinto la medaglia d'oro.
Please stay with us for the victory ceremony for wheelchair curling mixed doubles coming up shortly.
Vi invitiamo a rimanere con noi a breve la cerimonia di premiazione del doppio misto del curling in carrozzina.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stay with us for the victory ceremony, which will start shortly.
Signore e signori, vi invitiamo a rimanere con noi. La cerimonia di premiazione del curling di carrozzina a doppio misto inizierà a breve.
gentlemen, the victory ceremony for wheelchair curling mixed doubles tournament.
Signore e signori, la cerimonia di premiazione del curling in carrozzina doppio misto.
Please welcome the medalists.
Accogliamo i vincitori.
It will be the People's Republic of China, Republic of Korea and Latvia joining us for the victory ceremony of the mixed doubles wheelchair curling. A wonderful introduction of this format to the Paralympic curling program. Two exciting matches, both going to extra ends. Teams taking up their positions. Now taking up their correct positions. Silver and bronze. Swapping there.
The medals will be presented by
Le medaglie saranno consegnate da
Mr. Andrew Parsons, President of the International Paralympic Committee.
Presidente del Comitato Paralimpico Internazionale.
Accompanied by
Accompagnato da
Mr. Bo Welling, President of World Curling.
Presidente del World Curling.
Bronze medalists representing Latvia.
Medaglia di bronzo per la Lettonia, Polina Roskova, Agris Lasmans.
And it's Latvia, Polina Roskova and Agris Lasmans collecting bronze after a thrilling 11-10 result over the United States. They went to the extra end, Latvia scoring 1. And here they are collecting bronze. World champions 2023.
Silver medalists representing Republic of Korea.
Medaglia d'argento per la Repubblica di Corea. Hae-jin Lee Yong-suk.
Hae-jin and Lee Yong-suk pushed China all the way. 3-0, 5-1, 7-3, got to 7-all at the end of the 8th, and this match too going to extra end, where China scraped through with a couple to win at 9-7, but a wonderful tournament it's been for the Republic of Korea's Hae-jin and Lee Yong-suk.
champions representing People's Republic of China.
Medaglia d'oro e campioni paralimpici per la Repubblica Popolare Cinese, Wangman Yan Chao.
37-year-old Wang Man and 24-year-old Yang Jinxiao never trailed in the gold medal game, but they got a big fright towards the end when it nearly slipped away from them, but scored 2 in the extra end. A great combination. They've got all the shots. They've certainly got the power. Now they have the gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you're able for the anthem of People's Republic of China.
Signore e signori, se potete, vi preghiamo di alzarvi per l'inno della Repubblica Popolare Cinese.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
Signore e signori, i vincitori delle medaglie paralimpiche.
And that is the mixed doubles result. Gold to Wang and Yang of China, Baek Haijin and Lee Yong-suk of the Republic of Korea, and bronze to Olina Roskova and Agris Lasmans of Latvia. brings to an end the mixed doubles competition. I hope you've enjoyed the skillful play of all the athletes here in the Cortina Olympic Stadium. Good crowds, great action, and plenty of memorable moments to take away from the curling here. Still plenty more to come in the Milano Cortina 2026 Paralympic Winter Games. It's goodbye for now from Cortina.